Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Teacher Max, and welcome to another episode of Tonight with Teacher Max. Tonight is a very special night because my guests are my senpais, okay? And we will be learning a lot about the JET program, most specifically what life is after JET, okay? Because all of them have graduated already, okay? So, without further ado, let me introduce to you my very special guests for today. So, the first one, actually, straight from Davao. Ayan. So, let's all welcome Sir Carlo.
Hello, thank you, Teacher Max. Sa Jimmy Maste, everybody. Minasan na Jimmy Maste. Good evening, or good morning. I don't know where you are right now, but my name, ako po si Miguel Carlos Marasigan. Ito pong pangalan nakikita niyo sa screen, no? Is Karuro. My name is Karuro Sensei. You can call me Carlo. I was an ELT in Obama, Japan from 2016 until 2018, and I'm very much looking forward to our conversation tonight. And thank you, Teacher Max, for inviting me. Dozo yoroshiku onegaishimasu, minasan. Thank you, Teacher Max.
Ay, arigatou gozaimasu. Okay, thank you, Sir Carlo. And, of course, isa pang guest natin. This time naman from Cavite. Isang Caviteña ang next nating guest. Let's all welcome Miss Chiki.
Hello everyone, magandang gabi po. My name is Chiki and I worked at Gifu Prefecture. So I worked there for 3 years from 2014 to 2017. So I'm really excited tonight. Thank
Yes,
you, Teacher
ayan. Of
Max.
course, we'll learn so much from your experience po. Ayan.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Chiki. And of course, last but certainly not the least, I from Davao as well. Okay? So let's all welcome Miss Chris.
Hi, good evening. My name is Chris Hannah Risonar. I am known as Hannah or Chris. You can call me Chris or Hannah, whichever. I was an ALT from Saitama Prefecture.
Oh. From what year, Miss Chris?
That was in 2016. Mhm.
2016. Ayan. Okay, thank you very much, Miss Chris. Okay, so tweetums, mga ka-tweetums, let's all welcome back Miss Chiki and Sir Carlo. Ayan. Hello. So,
Hi.
say hi to our viewers. I called them
Hello.
tweetums actually.
Wow.
Ayan, meron pa ganung effect eh, no? Feeling Boy Abunda. Ayan. So hi mga ka-tweetums. Again, welcome back to Tonight with Teacher Max. And it's been a while. I haven't posted on YouTube for 2 weeks. I was actually preparing for this night because I'm very much excited to learn more about the life after the JET program, especially that by this August, I'm entering my third year. So I still
Wow.
don't know yet if I will extend to 5 years, but we'll see. I'm sure based on your experience, makakapag-decide po ako.
Sana.
Ayan, opo. Okay, and of course, tweetums, if you have questions to our guests today, please feel free to comment and we'll definitely answer your questions. And if you just really want like a shout out, okay, sa mga friends po ng aking mga guests, ayan, syempre para ma-shout out po nila kayo tonight, di ba? Ayan, it's your time to shine also. If feature din po namin kayo. So please don't hesitate to comment. Ayan. So, Sir Carlo, Miss Chiki, and Miss Chris, are you ready?
Ready?
Yes.
Yes, ayan. Okay. Okay, so let's start the ball rolling. Okay, so first, syempre bago po natin pag-usapan ang life after the JET program, let's try to reminisce a little, okay, and look back at your memorable experiences as an ALP when you were still here in Japan. Ayan. So, what do you call this? Sino pong gustong mauna mag-share? Ano po ba yung mga memorable experiences niyo? And while you're sharing, mga kapitals pala, I'll be showing some pictures that our guests have shared with. Ayan. Maybe, Sir Carlo, would you like to start?
All right, let me begin. No, there's a lot, no? Marami talaga akong mga experience na I could not forget. I cannot forget, even up to now. There's a lot. So when somebody asks me this question, I cannot pinpoint one. However, if probably Sir Max can post some pictures, probably I can choose from the pictures that I have shared with you. Yeah,
Ayan.
I'm gonna give a few, just not just one or two, probably a few, because the number one, one of the few experiences that I could not forget really, and I cannot forget up to now is the moment I stepped in Japan. You know, from Manila going to Tokyo. The first time I stepped in Japan, that was one of the most unforgettable moments that I had,
Mhm.
because it was it has always been my dream to be in Japan.
Mhm.
And the fact that I was there, I I would not forget how I felt back then, because it was really bliss, pure bliss.
Mhm.
And even after now, when I remember that experience, when I stepped foot to Japan, talagang unexplainable feeling. And apart from that, when I began going through jump forward the time, when I began teaching already,
Mhm.
that's a second experience that I could not forget. The students, the teachers I work with, the pictures na nakikita nyo, the friends I made, these are moments that you cannot replicate, kasi these people are unique. And of course, nakita mo ang bata na yan, no? Tingnan nyo, napaka-cute.
Mhm.
I still remember how they asked me, yung mga bata na yan, are you Filipino?
Mhm.
Tanong ko sa kanila, what do you know about Filipinos? Sabi nila, banana. Banana lang. That's how actually, all classes that I introduced myself in, when I asked them, do you know what Philippines is? Or where the Philippines is? All of them usually they say yes. But the common answer that they give me as to how what they know about the Philippines is that one fruit, banana. So I don't know
Very
what
true.
yeah, I don't know what Dole did. I don't know what Del Monte did to their bananas, but apparently it's so delicious that the Japanese student will not forget to associate that fruit with Filipinos. But seriously, when I mean, there's a lot of things that I can't forget about my experience as a jet. But if you're gonna just ask me one or two, it's my time with my students, because I'm a teacher by profession and I'm a teacher at heart. It's my passion. It's always been my work. And these kids right here that you see on the screen, although I'm not saying that I don't like my Filipino students, but they have a different kind of charisma compared to my students
Mhm.
right now. They have different characters, but not too different as my Filipino students. But I'm going to tell you here, guys, my Japanese students, looking at these pictures, they make me want to go back. So the question is, will I go back? Who knows?
Who knows?
That's just a few of my experiences, two actually. So probably I'm gonna pass the ball to somebody else, because I might have talked so much already.
Ayan, thank you very much, Sir Carlo. Before we continue with Miss Chiki and Miss Chris, let's acknowledge some of our viewers. So here with us today is Angela. She is
Hi,
my batchmate.
Angela.
Ayan. Hi, Angela. Let's say
Hi,
hi to her.
Angela.
Ayan. She is in an ALT in Nara. She's my batchmate. And
Ooh,
she's
I've been
also
to
a
Nara.
yeah, she's also a YouTuber like me. Ayan. Thank you, Angela, for joining. And then
Thank
nandito
you.
rin actually ang aking sister na very supportive sa aking mga live stream. Ayan, si
Wow.
Stacy. Actually, ang family ko naka-on na yung TV. Kasi talaga nung
Wow.
naka-stream sa TV yung live natin. Ayan. Thank you to my Stacy, to my family for joining. Again, to mga katwitam, sa mga friends po ng aking mga guests, if you like to be, if you like your names to be mentioned at mabigyan ka namin kayo ng shoutout, please feel free to comment. And if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Ayan. So how about you po, Miss Chiki? Teka, unahin na po
Mm.
natin pala si Miss Chris kasi sa slide ko si Miss Chris yung next. Okay.
Okay.
Ayan. So, Miss Chris, ayan po. Eto. Ayan, Miss Chris. Ayan po. How was your life as an ALT po back then?
It was very exciting because it was, of course, a new experience. Being in Japan. Yeah, it's a lot. There are a lot of interesting things happened, and there were so many things about their culture that really interest me, especially this green tea ceremony festival that I attended at
Ah,
Inariyama Koen. That is in Sayama City, and during that time there were different tents put up and different people who presented a tea ceremony, so from
yes.
students to professionals. Yeah, it was very nice, very eye opening. It was yeah, it was very interesting to watch, almost like you're watching a play, since the one who prepares the tea is like a performer who wears, the kimono, the traditional attire, and follow certain steps to its minute details. So yeah, it was really interesting. And I also loved the sweets that they served together with the green tea. So yeah.
Ayan.
And uh, there's also my experience with Tobu World Square, the wherein you'll find lots of miniature things there. Particularly which includes the seven wonders of the world.
Mm.
Yeah, and me kasi I love things, small things, miniature things. So
Mhm.
um, I was really excited to be there and to see those art pieces that I consider really very I don't know, sort of like a dream come true. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yun.
Miss Chris, how about po sa school? Ano po yung parang talaga every time you look back, ito yung pinaka-memorable experience niya sa school?
Okay. Sa school, I think it's the camaraderie with the teachers
Mm.
because you get to really, you get to really know them, not just sa work but also outside of work. Nakaka-usap mo sila. You dine out together, you share stories. So
Yes.
yung mga ganun, small things pero it means a lot, you know. Yeah, and those
Ayan.
things. And also for the students also, it's nice to see every time makakita ko ng student na very eager to learn English, nakaka-motivate siya.
True,
Those,
true.
yeah. So, mga little things na ganon, you never forget those. Yun.
Yeah. And very precious talaga sa atin ang mga students who really like English kasi sometimes they're very few, no? Ayan. So once we get to know the students, parang oh my God, diba? It makes us more motivated. Ayan. So thank you
Yes.
very much, Miss Chris. And before we go to Miss Chiki, meron pa ulit mga nag-comment. So nandito si Thea Clarice Nieve, and she commented that she is a future ALT. Wow,
Wow,
congratulations!
congratulations.
Hi,
Congratulations!
Thea.
Yeah.
Ayan. So, hope to see you here soon. And then nandito rin si Nadia Santos. Sabi niya, good evening, Teacher Max. Good evening, Nadia.
Good
Ayan,
evening.
so my guests are very special tonight. So pag may question kayo ha, comment lang kayo. Okay, so now let's proceed to Miss Chiki. Ayan, ito naman ang mga pictures ni Miss Chiki.
Ay, ang dami. Okay. Actually, it was really fun and exciting, but also yung nerve-wracking siya kasi nakakaba talaga kasi kaya siya memorable sa amin kasi ni Debra actually because we were the first two Filipino
Oh,
jets. So, yung pressure ng bigat sa amin. So, pero sobrang saya ng experience. So, just sa first picture, it was a role-playing during our English club. So, those students were very eager to learn English. That school was in ENA High School. So, hindi ko yan makakalimutan kasi yung mga batang yan, gusto-gusto talaga nilang matuto ng English. And then yung second picture, you know what, that was very memorable because I met that old woman, that's Chiri Sang. Hi, Chiri Sang, I hope you can watch this one.
hello. Konnichiwa.
I just met her in the train, inside the train. Like I was lost and I didn't know where to ask. Then katabi ko siya, so parang nagpapanik na ako baka kasi nakatulog ako. So baka lumagpas na ako. Syempre first time ko lang mag-travel from Gifu to Nagoya. So kabado pa ako baka ma-miss ko yung station ko. Then nung nalaman niyang Filipino ako and I can speak English, tuwan-tuwa siya sa akin. Like parang gusto niya ako laging invite sa bahay niya. So every winter time, ganyan, tapos i-invite nila ako sa house nila. So house nila yan, tinuruan niya ako magluto. And then, yung isa dyan, hindi ko rin makalimutan, yung yung sa baba na picture ko, yung pangatlo, those were my first co-teachers. Sila yung sa first school ko. So they were
Are they
really
your
nice.
JTEs po?
Yes, JT is English. Yes, JT, Japanese teacher of in English yan. Then, yung last one, that was also really memorable because in that fourth picture, we won the first presentation contest in Gifu.
Wow.
Yes. Diba? Parang kataba ng puso kasi wow, Filipino ako. Then, napanalo ko yung mga students na. Pero syempre, magagaling din kasi talaga yung mga bata.
Yes.
So,
Ayan.
ay, ang dami ko
Ayan,
talagang
ayan. May
picture, di
pahabol
ba?
pang pictures.
Yes.
Mm.
In our school in ENA, meron kaming ano, yung 'di ba may cultural festival tayo every year. So sila nagwe-wear sila ng mga costume. So ang cute niyan. And then yung next na picture, lahat ng teachers doon parang nag-get together. Then yeah, nagdi-drink lang ng beer or kumakain lang, ganyan, saya lang. And then yung sa pinakabawang picture, yan naman yung mga JTEs ko dun sa ENA High School. So
Mm,
they were
I
really nice talaga, sobra.
How about classroom experience, Miss Chiki?
Mm.
What was your most memorable classroom
Okay, so,
experience?
during my first year kasi I worked in Tono Coco or Tono Senior High School. So, it's a different, I mean, a kind of school na hindi lahat ng students nag-go sa university. So, pag
Mm.
ganon, hindi sila masyadong interesado sa English. But on my second and third year, I worked in ENA High School. It's a super science high school, and we all know that in Japan, limited or konti lang yung super science high school. So my
Mm.
experience there, sobrang saya rin kasi syempre mas eager matuto ng English yung mga bata.
Okay.
Then, ayun.
Ayan,
Baka
thank
may
you,
gusto pa sila
thank you, Miss
sabihin.
Chiki. How about you, Sir Carlo? Classroom experience. What was the most memorable classroom experience for you?
Uh, Classroom experience.
Yeah,
Kasi
like while
I'm a,
teaching.
I'm a I'm a what do you call this? Gusto ko mag-try ng mga new ways of teaching English. So probably one out of many because there was a lot actually. When I asked one of my sections to play an escape room game, yung kanilang
Mm.
Mm.
speech lab nila. So during our class, sabi ko, I asked the JTE, the Japanese teacher of English, sabi ko kay Sensei, since it's Halloween naman, so why don't I transform my class into an escape room game?
Mhm.
Although, sabi, ano yun? What's that? Nani? What is it?
Mhm.
so, sabi ko, it's
Mhm.
I'm gonna trap the kids in one room. I'm gonna lock it, and they can escape that if they can solve the puzzles inside. What? You're gonna lock the room? Of course, no, in slow Japanese English, but still, no. When we played the game during the game, they were all like using English because a lot of these Japanese kids that I've had, they are hesitant in using the language.
Yeah.
But because they were playing the game, and I told them to not speak in
Japanese.
Japanese, kasi kundi, I will give them something like I told them, you're gonna speak Japanese, you're gonna sing and dance in front of the whole class. You wouldn't want that unless you're really skilled in singing, dancing. So, so we played the game, and I was shocked. Everybody's speaking English, and everybody's having fun. At the end of the game, actually forgot, no, dapat yung pala yung pinakita ko ng picture kanina. I forgot, but they all out because there were three groups who doing that. They were like racing for around 45 minutes to escape the room. And
Mhm.
then after 45 minutes, there were only two out of three who won. But even though there was one group who didn't win, they all felt like winners because they had fun and learning English at the same time. And after
Yeah.
that, they asked me, when's the next one? Uh,
Yeah.
so when they had fun with that game, that was really a new experience. Kasi hindi pa nila na-experience yun, although the game originated in Japan. So
Mhm.
it felt like they enjoyed it, and I took time to make the whole game kasi mahirap decorate ng game. Like ang theme kasi ng game zombie. So gidecorate ko lahat ng room, dinecorate ko lahat ng room, and then it took time. So at the end of the game, when they asked me when's the next one, it felt good. It felt really good. Although
Yeah.
we hadn't had another one kasi speech, kailangan mag-prepare ng mga speech contest, mga debate ng
Yeah.
mga content. So we had
Mm.
to work. So baka babalik nga ako ng Japan. Who knows?
Yeah. Actually, that's what I noticed now when we provide games and activities. Unknowingly, the students speak English na eh. Unlike kapag first when you're there, when they're having lecture or like classroom discussions, they're more afraid to speak,
Mm.
'di ba? Pero ayun, pagka may mga games talagang unknowingly they're actually speaking the language already. Ayan. How about you po, Miss Chris? Ayan. Before we go to the next question na pag-uusapan natin, kayo po, classroom experience, most memorable.
Um, okay, sa akin is more on the coaching for the speech contest.
Ah, yes,
So,
yes.
yeah, so I was asked to coach some students, selected students, to present their speech during their event in school, and it was very memorable because yun nga, no, the students are very passionate. They really are these cream of the crop students who are very, I would say, meticulous. Some of them in terms of really perfecting their English. So yeah, I spent a lot of time with them perfecting their pronunciation, their diction, like that. So helping them out basically. So yun, that was very memorable.
Ayan. Actually, alam mo ba, Miss Chris, it's one of my frustration lately kasi 2 years na, hindi pa kami nananalo.
Mm.
Ayan. Pero feeling ko talaga dapat nanalo kami. Anyway, that's another story. Ayan, ayan. So thank you very much po, dear senpai, for your memorable experiences. I'm sure our viewers who are not actually ALTs would be like motivated and encouraged to try being an ALT here in Japan under the JET program. Pero gaya nga ng nakalagay sa title ng ating vlog na to, we're actually going to talk about life after JET. Ayan. So ang next question ko po sa inyo is, with your JET journey, how long? Although nabanggit niyo na po ito sa intro niyo kanina, pero let's mention it again. How long did you stay in the program? And then what was the deciding factor kung bakit nag-end po kayo ng inyong contract? Sir Carlo?
All right, I'm gonna unmute myself. I stayed with the JET program for around 2 years, and if you're gonna ask me what made you decide to end the contract, it took a while before I decided to end the contract because, again, what I said earlier, it was really my dream to be in Japan. But what made me decide to come back is because I left. One of the reasons there was actually a few reasons, but I'm gonna name one major reason. It's I left the Philippines for Japan with a what do you call this with I left basta may naiwan ako na research eh. Hindi ko pa siya na-defend. Hindi ko pa siya actually hindi ko pa siya na-revise, and then I was scheduled to graduate the year after, but since when the JET came, the JET acceptance letter came, and I stopped everything that I had with my masters and then left immediately for Japan because it was my dream. But just like I mean, probably a few of you here could relate that being an ALT, although it's a fun job and you're in a classroom, but sometimes you have a lot of free time, and you ask yourself, how can I develop myself more professionally? And one of the things that really popped my mind is I need to take masters, but I already had a master's degree waiting for me to finish in the Philippines. But I had these thoughts around 2000, what do you call this, 2015, I don't know, 2017, sa mga October yun. But I decided mga January, yung deadline na mismo, on the day ng deadline na ng pag-submit ng yes or no. Because they actually gave me a letter na, would you like to have another year ba with us? We don't want to leave you. Sabi ng isang teacher, please don't leave. Pero sabi ko, marami isang vacant time. And I want to really finish my master's. So, yeah. On the day na talagang submit na yung deadline, yung papel na that says that you will not push through with another year. I mean, actually, the decision was on the day. It was not, although the thought is there since October, tapos dumating January of 2018. I know the decision was made on that day. So I did not finish 5 years. It was 2 years.
And actually, Sir Carlo, you've mentioned one reality of being an ELT na talagang there is so much like vacant time that you really have to find ways for you to be productive, di ba?
Yeah.
Ayan. And thank you, Sir Carlo. So before I proceed to Miss Chris, may comment lang si Angela. Sabi niya, the escape room idea is great. I will try to use that sa aming English club.
Wow.
Ayan. Oo nga. Sayang wala kami English club. Wala kasi sa senior high ata mostly yung English clubs.
English club.
Yeah, ayan. So how about you po, Miss Chris? What's your story?
So, like I said before we started, I only spent about 1 year in the JET program, and then I ended the contract for personal reasons. If that thing did not happen, because something happened, and if that did not happen, I probably would have stayed longer. No, so yeah, I was hoping to stay actually mga around 3 years, but yeah, and due to unforeseen circumstances, I was not able to. But still, sayang sana, no, it would have been nice.
Pwede pa yata bumalik, di ba?
Yes,
Yeah.
pwede pa.
Yeah, ayan. Of course. Thank you po, Miss Chris. Ayan. And ayan, sorry, Miss Chicky, before I talk to you, meron pa rin time. Ayan, nakakatuwa. Ang dami nating mga commenters. So, nandito po ayan, si Sir Joey. Nakasama lang natin the
Hi.
other week. Ayan, di ba?
Yes.
Ayan, Sir
Hi,
Joey
Sir
na
Hi,
new
Joey.
sir.
YouTuber natin. Ayan, makikisit in
Mm.
lang daw siya. Ayan, sabi niya, gandang gabi, Sir MC, Madam Chicky, and Miss Chris. Ayan. And then, nandito rin si Patrick Jacinto. Sabi niya, hi po mga aspiring ALT here po. Ayan, oh, good luck to you.
Hi, good luck.
Ayan. So,
Go,
hopefully,
go, go.
ayan, sabi pala ni Sir Joey, and Miss Chris din pala. Ayan, humabot. And then, ayan,
Sir.
and of course, si Nina Valles Bersaluna. Ayan, sabi na good vibes daw ang hatid ng ating programa tonight. So maraming salamat. Ayan, so kung may questions kayo, ayan, comment lang po kayo or kung meron kayong thoughts na gusto i-share sa amin, feel free to share them. So ayan po, Miss Chicky, kayo naman po.
How long? So I stayed there for 3 years. So same with Sir Carlo. I mean, one of my reasons was to take masters kasi when I was there in Japan, parang feeling ko hindi ako nag-grow. So parang paulit-ulit lang yung ginagawa ko. So that's one of my reasons mag-take sana ng masters. Second reason ko, gusto ko na mag-asawa. So, yeah. Yeah, so yun ang ano ko. Actually, it was really a very difficult decision to make. I think lahat naman ng ALP, napakahirap mag-decide kung mag-stay ka ba or aalis ka. So, kagaya ng kay Miss Chris, she wanted to stay longer pero something happened. So, hindi mo rin masasabi. So, we have different reasons. So, it was really a really difficult decision for me that time. Pero syempre, it's about, growth, parang ganun sa akin.
Yes. And what's more important is that as I look at the three of you right now, you all look very happy with what you are doing right now. Ayan, di ba?
Yes.
Ang ganda po ng register ninyo sa screen eh. Yeah.
Wow.
Ayan. Okay, so of course, short but sweet ang inyo pong naging experiences dito sa Japan as an ALT. So I'm very sure people, our viewers, my tweeters would like to know how was the process of like leaving the program. So months prior to your departure from Japan to the Philippines, ano po yung mga pinagagagawa ninyo? Kung noon po, sa umpisa natin, parang pag-a-apply ng program, ang dami nating documents na inayos, mga pinasa, mga orientation. How was it naman po paglabas, pag-exit sa program? Sir Carlo, how was your experience?
Actually, the same thing. There was a lot of paperwork, a lot of
Yes.
things to sign, yung mga pension. Lalo yung pension kasi we needed to go to the city kasi doon yata yung dapat yung tao na dapat magsa-sign ng mga document. And it was like 2 hours away with a car, and I don't want to disturb my Japanese supervisor, our ALT supervisor, to take me there. But you know what? The Japanese are kind people, so he took time to take me there. So, and we enjoyed along the way, no? But those trips, yung isang trip na yun, it had multiple trips. Going there, going somewhere. There were a lot of paperwork. And one of the things that I found not really hard, but probably you would do in the future for those aspiring ALTs nga pala dito sa ating live chat is, I mean, you need to clean your room. Yun ang isa sa mga hinihingi ng supervisor ko at saka ng school. Please make your room clean. Do you want to, tanong na sa akin is, do you want to hire a professional room cleaner?
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, kasi yung palang ginagawa ng mga, kasi I asked also my senpais back then, yung mga, ano bang ginagawa ng umaalis ng mga ALT dito sa lugar na to? And then they told me, they hire actually, may mga professional pala ng mga room cleaners sa Japan, and I can opt to pay for that service. But I told myself, I'm a Filipino, I know how to clean. So I
Yes.
cleaned everything else, from dust to bugs, everything else. It was spot clean. And cleaning your rooms, doing all the paperwork are just two of the steps. Another step is you got to wait for an email for your successor. Kasi your successor, yung papalit sa'yo, they will also email you. And Jet, I think Jet or Claire or our Kencho, yung sa Fukui Board of Education, they asked me to orient the next of kin. Parang ganun. Yung aking successor. So we were talking. So the third thing that I did was I did orient with my successor. I gave him all the things that he needed to bring, and also sold stuff. Kasi being in my room for 2 years, the same room for 2 years, I bought some stuff, and I cannot bring all of them sa Philippines. And you cannot actually, hindi mo pwede yung iiwan sa room mo kasi dapat spot clean nga siya. So I needed to sell everything to my successor, kasi ang talagang number one customer mo dito yung successor, kasi para hindi mo na i-deliver sa mga bibili. So I sold most of my things sa room ko to my successor, and he agreed at a fair price, no? Cheap price, but yeah. Binili niya lahat, so there was no need for me to actually deliver stuff to the people who's going to buy them, because the person who's going to buy them is going to be in that same room. So I was like, thank God, no? So yun, we have their what do you call this? We have there the documents, we have the cleaning, we have the orientation of your successor, and apart from that, of course, the packing. You need to pack your things up, and you need to decide with what to bring, what not to bring, what to throw. Kasi hirap din mag-throw ng things sa Japan. You also pay for the throwing of stuff. Lalo na yung mga electronics na yan. No? So yeah, those were just 4 of the many things I did, and I think those 4 for me are what's significant for those who are aspiring ALTs and then decide to leave after the program.
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Carlo. Miss Chris, would you like to add anything? Ano pa po yung mga na-experience mo prior to departure?
Okay, so after signing the letter of intent, I received an email from my replacement asking for advice. So I told him about what to expect from apartment matters to, like Sir Carlos said, things to bring. And then after that, I had farewell lunch with the JTEs, and they gave me gifts.
Yeah. Libre po ba yung farewell lunch?
Libre siya, yes. Nilibre niya ako.
The reason why I ask, because I notice sometimes when there are parties here, hindi sometimes free, no? You even have to pay. Sige po, please continue.
And then after that, there was something like a graduation ceremony that was given to Saitama by two Saitama Jets, and it was held at the Saitama Board of Education office. And so there's the works are all there. You know, you have the guest speaker on stage, and then we went on stage to get our certificate, shake hands, bow in front of the other members. Then we took photos. So para talaga siyang graduation ceremony. And then of course, the airfare pag uwi was paid also by so I don't need to pay anything.
Yeah, ayan, ang saya naman. Yun ang masaya sa JET program, no? Pwede kang umuwi na. As long as you finish, I think. You don't, as long as you did not break contract, your flight back pauwi ay paid nila. Ayan. Okay. Thank you, Miss Chris. Alam ko si Miss Chiki meron siyang magandang i-share sa atin kasi kanina sa backstage na kwento niya na to na very interesting. Pero Miss Chiki, bibitinin lang po kita ng konti kasi merong question dito si Sir Joey na pwede niyo pong saguting tatlo. Ayan, nabanggit kasi ni Sir Carlo to kanina, gaano ba talaga kahirap mag-dispose ng gamit? Ayan. Kayo po, si Sir Carlo, nabanggit niya na hindi siya, nabenta niya lahat ng kanyang mga gamit. Kayo po, Miss Chris, Miss Chiki, how did you dispose your things?
Actually, I'm a lucky ALT kasi lahat ng gamit ko, it was from my predecessor din. So,
Hmm.
lahat yun free lang. Then, from my school, so wala akong dapat itapon. So, sinalo lang yun ng aking successor. So, pero
Wow.
usually, alam ko, may bayad talaga. So, ang advice ko talaga sa mga new jets, don't buy anything na hindi mo naman talaga kailangan. Especially
Totoo
yung mga
yan.
malalaki. Yeah, di ba? So, kung meron ka namang bed doon na okay naman na, huwag ka na bumili ng isa pa. Kasi you're not
Totoo.
sure if your successor will buy that. So, mas
Ayan.
maganda, mag-save ka na lang.
Poproblemahin ko palang i-dispose tong mga halaman sa likod ko. Ayan.
Oh, yeah. Bigyan mo na lang yung sa kapitbahay mo.
Oo. Kayo po, Miss Chris.
Sa akin naman, I gave most of the things that I had sa aking friend who is staying in Ibaraki. So he's a family friend of ours, and I have relatives also in Japan. So it was easier to dispose of those things.
Ayan, yun lang pala. Ayan. So paghahandaan po namin yan mga current ALPs, no? So habang ano pala, months before pa lang paunti-unti, we have to get rid of these things already. Ayan. Pero pwede po ba yun? Is it possible like to do like courier of these things papuntang Philippines?
Yeah, I did. I actually, if I may,
Yes,
I
Sir
did
Card.
deliver no mga 1 month before,
Yes.
mga few months, a couple of months yata yon. Pinadala ko na yung mga gamit na ayok na wala kong planong ibenta kasi I love those games. I bought those for myself, and
Yeah.
I actually I actually sent them back to the Philippines, here. And it also cost much, no? Kasi international nga so sabi ko, pwede barko na lang, no? Kasi mas mura yung barko. So it was a lot, no? Maraming gamit akong pinauwi dito
So
sa
parang ito ba
Pilipinas.
yung nasa balikbayan?
Balikbayan
Yeah,
ba?
yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So kasama na doon yung mga plano kong bentahin sa mga friends ko who ask me, uwi ka na ng Philippines, yeah. Pero pabili naman ng ganito. Sige, ha? May patong yan.
Tama.
Pasabay.
Pasabay daw. Sige, isabay ko na sapatos na yan.
Yeah.
Ganun.
Ayan. Ayan, sige po. Miss Chiki, ayan na. Let's go to you. Yung, ano po yung i-share niyo po sa amin about leaving the
Okay,
program?
so since I stayed for 3 years, marami pa lang kung ano. Same with Sir Carlo, I did an orientation din sa new ALT na papalit sa akin. So what I did was I emailed her yung mga expectations, what are the things she's going to do, parang mga ganun. Lahat ng, ako detailed talaga, sinabi ko sa kanya para, kasi sinabihan na ako ng aking JT or ng aking, what do you call that, supervisor na nahirapan sila mag-explain, so I have to explain na lang sa kanya. So, detailed talaga nag-email ako sa kanya. But luckily, nagtagpo kami. Dumating na siya ng Japan, sandun pa ako. So, nag-chat din kami. So, I toured her around the city, dun sa lugar namin. Tapos, ngayon, chika-chika, ganyan. Medyo nakakailang lang kasi American siya. Pero okay lang din. Mabait naman siya. So, after that, as far as I can remember, you have to go to the municipality of your town to get the tax form, something like that. Kasi ako, for 3, kasi di ba, first and second year, we don't have to pay taxes, right? So in my case, I have to pay taxes kasi third year ko na. So with your supervisor or your JET tax representative, you have to go to the municipality and something like that, what we call that, munisipyo, parang ganon. Then, you have to get the tax form, fill those with your supervisor kasi hindi mo siya maintindihan. It's all in Japanese. After that, pagka-fill up mo yata, may bibigay ka doon. Tapos, pwede ka nang umuwi ng Philippines kasi kailangan mo siyang ma-fill upan bago ka umuwi. Or else...
Miss Chiki, ano yung babayaran mo po yung tax?
Yes! So, if you are on your third year, ask your supervisor about it. Kasi, nung nalaman ko yun, akala ko kinakaltas na siya sa aking salary. So, hindi pa pala. So, I have to pay that all at once. Nung bago ko umalis, that was June. So, hindi ko talaga siya makakalimutan kasi shocking ang laki nung babayaran ko. Yes. So, yun
pwede po ba magka-idea? Ilang digits po ba yan?
Anim yan.
Oh my God, 6 digits.
Yes. Pwede ko rin naman sabihin kung magkano. Actually, 16 lang pa, 161,000 yen yung binayaran ko that time.
That's for a year po, no? That's for
Yes, for a year. Hindi siya mabigat actually kung every month sana siya nakakaltas sa salary mo. So, mabigat siya kasi pauwi ka na eh. So, you thought na marami kang uuwing pera. Then, biglang magbabayad ka pala sa So, if you are on your third year, so I advise you to ask your supervisor about it. So you can go to that municipality or municipal city, something like that, para magpe-pay kayo every month para hindi siya mabigla.
Ayun pala. Ayan nga. Kami nga po, actually ako hindi ko pa rin na-receive yung notice about the tax kasi nga we are about to start paying na rin the tax. Pero ang balita ko from my predecessor sa amin, parang we can pay it quarterly.
Yes,
And I think it's around the same price of 160,000. Ayan, grabe.
Pero kasi
Go
sorry
ahead,
po.
Go ahead, Ms. Chicky.
Pero I'm not blaming I was not blaming my, yung aking supervisor. Hindi rin, syempre, wala rin naman silang idea about that. So, kaya.
Ayan. Okay, so meron basahin lang po natin may ilang comments dito sa atin. So, sabi ni Sir Joey, ang bait naman nila, may libre kayo sa farewell lunch.
Yes. Hindi ko pala nabanggit pala, sorry, idagdag ko lang. So you have to prepare also farewell speech in Japanese.
In Japanese. Oh my God.
Yes! Oh, nosebleed ako dyan. Actually, medyo nag-memorize ako talaga kasi parang we were asked. Actually, okay lang naman din ng English, pero syempre to be, parang okay ka sa kanila.
Pwede namang may copy para mabasahin.
Much better if you memorize it, syempre.
Yes, syempre.
Pero okay lang din naman. Pero kung memorize ko din talaga. Pero although medyo ko naman din yung mga sinasabi ko. Tsaka matutuwa sila yun kasi ma-appreciate talaga nila.
Ayan. Kayo po ba, Miss...
Sige po.
Ay, sorry. Kayo po, Miss Chris and Sir Carlo, nag-speech din po kayo?
Yes.
Yeah, I did. Talagang I did it in English first. Minemorize ko talaga for a week. No? For a week. Ang ginawa ko talaga yun, I gave the speech in English. And by the way, kung may magtanong sa akin what was the most memorable talaga itong farewell kasi I felt like a king. No? All eyes on me, singing to me, and then gave a speech. After kasi speech ko, first half in English. And then second half yun, yung translation niya in Japanese. Tapos after that, I sang a Japanese song. Sabi ko, I know all, kasi ito exactly, I still remember the last words of my speech. Kasi yung first half English, second half Japanese. Yung last line ko, English, binalik ko sa English kasi sabi, nahirapan na ako. I struggled. The struggle is real. Yes. So ang last line ko, sabi ko, I know many ALTs have already walked out of this school and walk in and walk out, and they gave the same kind of speech, goodbye, and it's kind of sad, but it's a sad thing. So I told them, so before I step down on the stage, I'm gonna sing you a Japanese song to end my farewell. Kanta ko, and after nung pagkanta, alam mo yung mga Japanese, they are amazed very easily. I didn't know if I sang that well, but man, it was like a standing ovation. I felt like Sharif all over again.
Sir Carlo, maybe know what song you sang.
Remember me. Wakare dakedo, remember me. Yung sa Cocos ba yun? Cocos ya.
Coco.
Disney. Yun after yun, I was like, applause are everywhere. Actually ngayon, nandiyan pa yung picture. Yun ang isa sa mga regret ko rin. Although it was a memorable experience, it's also my biggest regret because I didn't ask my supervisor or anybody to record the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
So everything is just a brain ko lang. So sa mga ALTs natin naman sa audience, if you decide to leave, do not forget like what I did to record your farewell speech mo kasi you want to go back and revisit kasi. Yun lang.
True.
Yeah.
Ayan, Miss Chris, Miss Chicky, gusto niyo po mag-share pa?
Ano pa bang?
Sige, ito. Merong comment naman dito ayan. Sabi ni Sir Joey, ayan, sabi na kaya di daw siya nagbibili ng malalaking gamit.
Yes, tama.
Pero sabi naman din ni Patrick na we can anticipate naman, di ba, if we need to dispose the stuff. Ayan. So, kailangan na masusing pag-iisip bago bumili ng mga, ng mga
Shout out to
bagay-bagay.
Patrick.
Ayan. Pero ako
Yeah.
pala may personal question po ako sa inyong tatlo. Very quickly lang. Since napag-usapan po natin yung mga pag-uwi ninyo, ano po yung parang favorite, what was your favorite like Japanese food na talagang you made sure na you'll bring home some of them pabalik ng Pilipinas? Kasi ako po as of now, very sure na ako na isang bagahe ko puro QP na Japanese mayo.
I love
Pero
that.
pero kayo po,
Yeah.
what were the foods na you really loved, Japanese food that you really loved na you were able to take home to the Philippines?
I wasn't able to.
Sa akin,
Sige po, Miss Chris, yeah.
sige ma'am, sige ma'am.
Gusto ko
Okay.
talaga.
Sige ma'am, go.
Go. You can say. Ikaw na, ma'am.
Okay.
Teka, wait lang po,
Okay.
sige. Habang nag-iisip kayo, meron tayong mga comments muna. Sige, isip mo muna kayo ng inyong food na inuwi. Sabi ni Vic, Ivan Villaremo, nakaka-inspire working with my SOP already. Good luck sa iyo, Vic, Ivan. Ayan, hopefully you get in the JET program.
Yes.
And then, yung batchmate ko naman, si Cristel. Hi, Cristel. Thank you for joining us. Sabi niya, ayan na nga, I'm leaving in a few weeks and I never thought of making a speech, though I was told my farewell program. So, go, Cristel. Ayan, mag-memorize ka na. Ayan, actually, si Cristel, siya yung kinento ko kanina, nag-post ng picture na yung mga bata nakaganon ng mga kamay, tapos dumaan siya sa gitna, tapos may pa-confetti pa, parang wow, nakakaiyak. So, Cristel, kung may video ka naman, pakishare naman dito. And then, alam ko si Cristel, ayun pala, siguro pwede na rin pong i-share sa amin kung ginawa niyo rin to. Siya naman ay nag-bake, hindi pala bake, parang nagluto siya ng maha. Tapos nilagay niya sa maliliit na lalagyan, shinare niya daw sa kanyang mga co-teachers niya sa school. Ayan, so Cristel, I will miss you. Ayan, good luck to you. You'll be my guest na rin soon, di ba? Kasi for life after JET. Ayan, so going back, ano po yung food? What were the food that you were able to bring home? Yes, Miss Chris.
Sa akin naman, it's onigiri and sushi from the convenience store. I know, I mean, it's so cheap, pero masarap siya for me. And also yung binubudbud sa rice pag gagawa ng onigiri or chahan, yun siya. And miso paste para yung parang ready to drink na soup, ganun.
Yes. Oh, nice. Miss Chris, ako din, I love onigiri so much. Ayan.
Yeah.
Para siyang skyflakes ng Pilipinas.
Yes.
Yeah.
With gutom.
Gusto ko din yun, onigiri. Tapos tuna. Tuna yung laman niya.
Tuna mayo eh.
Yes, tuna mayo. Ako, I like okonomiyaki. Pero, ang nauwi ko talaga yung green tea. Kasi diba talagang pure talaga siya. Tapos, nakapag-uwi din ako ng noodles. Ang sarap ng mga noodles. Diba, instant talaga. Yun.
Ayan. Sir Carlo, how about you po?
Kasi in my case, kasi yung Obama City, I don't know if anybody here knows Obama-shi, sa Fukui Prefecture yan siya. It's like 3 hours away from Kyoto. Pero ang tawag sa lugar ko is mini Kyoto daw. So ang tawag sa so there's a lot of temples there. And one of the things that I brought home with me, and luckily when I went home, actually before ako umuwi, yung decide ako mag-uwi, nalaman ng aking family. So they came to Japan, they went to Japan, so sabay na rin kami umuwi. So yung mga binili namin, kanya-kanya na kami, binili ng mga sweets. So we actually bought a lot of sweets doon sa Obama kasi it's a rural place. So the sweets, the food that you can buy in a rural area, rural city is cheaper compared sa city. So doon na kami bumili. And what we actually bought a lot yung mga binili namin marami is yung sa mga temple ng mga sweets, yung mga okashi nila ng mga, hindi ko sa namang tawag doon, pero you can buy a lot of parang mga sweet stuff, parang green tea at na munchies. I don't know what they are called, but man, wala dito yun eh. Doon mo kami sa mga temple mabili. And I want to go back and buy those, no? Kaya lang naman Japan close pa. So yeah. yun ang mga binili ko, the Japanese sweets you can buy from temples and the specialty sweets of the city.
Yes, true.
But forgive me, I don't know the name.
Yeah, no problem. Ay, may comment dito si Patrick, sabi niya gyoza. Ayan.
Hi.
Ayan.
Gyoza, Pat. Sorry, Pat. Gyoza.
Ayan, so nakaka-excite naman. So ngayon po, ayan, so you were able to process all the documents and then of course,
Mm.
ayan na, pagbalik niyo po dito sa Pilipinas. Ayan, so ang next na pag-uusapan po natin is, hello Philippines! Ayan. How was, ano po yung, kamusta po yung your first few days, weeks, pagbalik sa Pilipinas? What were the things that you did? And then at the same time, was there reverse culture shock? Yes.
Mm.
Anyone can go first po. Anyone?
Ako, gusto ko.
Sige, go Miss Nikki.
Nakakapanibago siya actually, especially pollution, 'di ba dito ang
Mm.
init. Ano pa ba? Kasi we know that Japanese people are very disciplined, 'di ba? And the place is very clean. So if you stayed in Japan for long years, like for 3 years, and you get used to that, parang ang hirap parang pag dito, hindi naman sa maarte ka, pero parang naninibago ka talaga. Talagang dito tagaktak yung pawis mo. Then, parang may mga nadala ako sa sarili ko na mga kultura na ng Japanese, like yung nagbabaw ka, tapos kinakabahan, when you cross the street, parang kakabahan ka kasi, ay, teka, kakabahan ka kasi yung mga sasakyan dito, walang pakialam, di ba? So, yun yung mga, ano ko, nung pagdating ko, parang medyo na-shock ako ko. Medyo light lang na, pero nakakagulat pa rin siya, parang gano'n. Nanibago ako. Yun.
How about you, Miss Chris?
Sa akin, similar to Ma'am Chiki, she mentioned about bowing. So, I remember this one time na I crossed the street and then nung pinapas ako ng isang car, ang ginawa ko, nagbow ako dun sa car, which is weird, diba?
Yes.
So yun, nangyari yun siya. And then I also had this tendency na actually na-practice ko sa Japan yung nasanay ako to clean up after myself, tapos do laundry, ganun. So nagdala ko siya din dito sa Pilipinas. So yun, nanibago ako sa bagong kaugalian
Yeah.
ngayon. Tapos also I honestly felt like I was falling behind din from my peers here in the Philippines. Parang feeling ko they're so successful now with their careers, and that they have families, and that I'm back to square one. May
Yeah.
ganong feeling siya. Tapos, especially since I'm already in my 30s, so talaga, nakaka-insecure na para bang, ano ba to, back to square one, I'm already in my 30s, parang ang hirap kaya makahanap ng trabaho at this age. So may
Yeah.
ganun, may fear na ganun. Oo.
Ayan. How about you, Sir Carlo?
Actually, the same thing sa mga sabi ni Ma'am Chiki and Ma'am Chris. It's like, first of all, the bowing. Doon ka sa Japan, I mean, Japan talaga, literally, when you act like you're gonna cross the street, the car will actually stop for you.
Yes, yes.
Whenever you pass by, kapag lumawid ka na, of course, you're gonna face the car and then you bow to that car. And then, yan yung mga ginawa ko dito sa Philippines when I came back, when cars actually stop for me, I bow to them. Pero sabi ko, bakit ko ba ginagawa to? And when you went to KFC, no, kasi actually Jollibee, yung umuwi ako, una ko talagang pinuntahan muna kadali. Yung one of the places that I really went back, no, when I came back home here, came to Jollibee. So after ko kumain sa Jollibee, I clean up after myself and then look for the place where I can put the tray with kasi you clean up after yourself sa Japan din eh. So ganon. And one of the biggest culture shock that I had was kasi when I came back home after a few months, I already worked to the same school na school na kung yung umalis ako.
Mhm.
So when I went there, I was so used to the bowing, no? Talaga yung mga nagbabawang mga estudyante sa'yo, they greet you, kasama sandali, no? Parang talagang feeling mo, ikaw commander ng isang army eh. Ayo, no? And then when I went, when I taught na sa school na pinagtatrabuhan ko ngayon, there was no more bowing, although they still greet many of them, but not all of them. Unlike when I'm not saying that the Filipino kids are bad. It's just like, I mean, I was so used to every morning when I go to school, students are bowing. They're like sense. Parang iba yung feeling ng may magbawas. I don't know. I feel like I was like a commander. And there's a difference between how Filipino students greet and how Japanese students greet.
Yeah.
I didn't saan ba dito yung good or bad, I will not say, but I'm just saying they're different. And I was
Mm.
not used to it even until now. No, whenever pictures of my Japanese life when I was still in JET was shown, I remember, and it's
Yeah,
still a
very
culture shock.
very true talaga yung bang. I feel like kapag uwi ko rin sa Pilipinas in the future, I might be doing the same thing. Kasi just like the other week, I was in my Japanese tutorial class. So my Japanese, ano kasi, ginagawa namin siya sa community center. So kami na lang yung natirang dalawa kasi nag-change na rin kasi ng time dito dahil nga sa corona. So, meron na, iniwan naman sa amin yung, pinayagan naman kami magstay for longer hours. So, after that, tumawag lang yung Japanese tutor ko dun sa parang officer in charge of that day. Pero maski nasa telepono, nagbabaw pa rin talaga sila.
Yes.
So, hindi lang nasa harapan nila. So, talaga, it's really parang culture na nila dito sa
Tsaka,
Japan. Ayan. Oh, yes,
idagdag ko pala, Teacher Max, kasi di ba tahimik dyan? So parang
yeah.
nadala ko dito pag naiingayan na ako, nung dati naiingayan ako. Kaya di ba, I work in a public school kasi ngayon ulit. So alam mo, ang ingay ng mga bata dito, di ba? Parang minsan may isip mo, ay, dati kasi tahimik lang.
Yes.
Pero hindi lang sa klase, kahit sa environment mo,
Yeah.
when may mga nagkakantahan, parang minsan naisip, hindi ka nasanay ng ganun. So yun,
Yeah,
ihanda niyo yung mga ganyang bagay. I-ready mo
Ayan.
na, maingay dito. Charot.
Yeah. Ito sabi ni Cristel, sabi niya sobrang worried na ako for reverse culture shock. Sabi niya, lalo na daw for my lungs kasi after 2 years of living in a no pollution place. Ayan, good luck Cristel. Ayan. So,
Face mask na lang.
face mask na lang. Ayan, di ba? Sabi naman, may comment din tayo from Joyce, Two Town. Sabi niya, Jollibee forever love. Unfortunately, wala pa rin Jollibee dito sa Japan. Ayan.
I have a,
Yes,
ay sorry.
Go, Miss
May
Chicky.
story ako kasi sa Jollibee. Nahuli ako sa airport niyan. Yes,
Like,
na ano ko doon, quarantine ako doon for like an hour yata. But hindi ko kasi alam, bawal pala yan.
from the Philippines to Japan.
Yes, kasi parang every August kasi, di ba pag summertime dyan, nagbabakasyon kasi ako sa Philippines. So, I have Filipino friends in Japan. Then they requested me na mag-bring ng Jollibee. So, hindi ko siya, syempre, pag nakaayos yung bagay ko, so bit-bit ko lang siya. So, very strict po dyan sa Japan, especially sa airport, na may oras pa lang meet. So, parang 2 hours lang ata. Eh, di ba 4 hours ang biyahe from Philippines to Japan? So, na-quarantine ako. Japanese sila ako. Hindi ko maintindihan. So, sabi ko na lang, you can get those burgers, something like that, para matapos na.
Miss Chiki, swerte pala yung best friend ko nakalusot kasi nadala niya ako ng Jollibee once
Wow!
Noong 2019. Ayan, so thank you at
marami ba siyang dala?
Actually, nadalan pa niya ako ng Jollibee, Chicken Joy and Spaghetti, tsaka Dunkin' Donuts.
Wow! Dunkin' yata pwede. Ewan ko ba't ako nahuli nun. Siguro, hindi na ako swerte.
Nabanggit po ni Sir Carlo na yung Jollibee, isa sa unang pagkain niyang kinain pag-uwi. Ikaw po, Miss Chris and Miss Chiki. So let's go to Miss Chris first. Ano po yung unang Filipino food talagang na sobrang kinain mo? Ito yung unang meal mo sa Pilipinas. Naalala mo pa po?
Unang meal? Of course, Jollibee. Hinanap ko sa airport talaga pag-uwi.
Talagang Jollibee talaga. Miss Chiki, how about you?
Ako, Chili's ata kami kumain nun eh. Kasi every time naman umuwi ako, nagda-Jollibee din ako. Yan. Sa Chili's
naman. Regular ka naman palang umuwi.
Every year.
Ayan.
Sayang kasi yung thank you.
Oo. Totoo. Okay, meron lang tayo ulit mga comments. Nandito ang aking actually student ko siya dati sa Philippines, si Ian Heron. Sabi niya, hi Sir Max, see you soon. Ingat po dyan. Hi Ian, thank you for joining us. Ayan. At ito may comment din si Cristel, sabi niya, nagbakasyon lang din ako for 2 weeks last year. I always bow and sumimasten na to everything and to everyone. So some might think na OA but real, such costumes. Very, very true. Ayan, grabe. Ayan, so ito po, pag-usapan na po natin ngayon. So thank you po for those experiences. Nakaka-excite. Parang alam ko na kung anong mga na-experience po namin pagbalik namin sa Pilipinas. Ayan. So, of course, ito na yung title po ng vlog natin. So, The Life After Jeff. Kamusta na po kayo ngayon? What keeps you busy? And para to show po our viewers na mga aspiring ALPs na ito talaga yung buhay after the JET program kasi nga alam natin na yung JET program is not a long-term employment. It's just a program, maximum of 5 years. And may buhay talaga after the JET program. So we would like to take inspiration from what you are experiencing now. So sino po gusto mo? Sir Carlo, would you like to go first?
All right. Life after Jet. Life after Jet is actually when you leave Jet, automatic member na kayo ng Jet AA Association,
Yes.
or Jet
Yes.
Alumni Association. So even if you leave the Jet program, you're still part of the program through its alumni association. And life after Japan would not actually, you're not leaving Japan. Nasa iyo pa rin ang Japan when you go to the Philippines through the Jet Alumni Association, which we'll talk about later.
Yes, yes.
But apart from that, of course, whatever your profession was when you left for Japan for the JET program, when you come back, most of the time, usually you're going to return to the same profession. And for me, it was being a teacher. So I left at my school, and then when I came back, it's the same school that I worked at, and I'm an English teacher. No? I'm an English teacher, and up to now, I'm still an English teacher. So what I'm doing right now is still the same thing that I was doing before JET. But the difference is I learned a lot from the JET program, and I think because of the JET program, I became a better teacher. One of the things I brought with me was actually because it's in Japan, when you speak English, when you teach them English, although it's a high school level, I taught pala in a high school, although it's a high school level, but their English level, most of them is actually at an elementary level. So one of the things that I learned when I was teaching in Japan is to speak slowly, a little bit slowly, and make sure whatever you teach, you make them understand. And before I left before the JET program, I tend to speak too fast. I haven't realized that one until I went to Japan, and when students started to look at me, mga Japanese student ko, parang, ano ba sinabi niya? Oops, sorry, and slow, a little bit slow right there. And then that's one of the few things talaga na natutunan ko when I came back. And I stuck with it here. And of course, no, one of the reasons then na bakit umuwi, of course, to finish your master's. And just recently, I just finished it. And
Wow, congratulations.
thank
Omerito.
you.
Congratulations.
Yun ang reason actually bakit umuwi. And now it's done.
Ah,
You know what?
Pwede ka na bumalik dito, Sir Carlo.
ito yung mga conversations that would get you thinking. Although the JET program is done, when you have this kind of conversation about reminiscing the past and in the JET program, for example, the JET program, you tend to think na, what if I did not leave? What will happen? No? Nandun pa rin mga what ifs eh. So life after JET, it's a complicated thing, especially when you love your experience with the JET program. And I'm not saying I don't love my experience right now in the Philippines in Davao as an English teacher sa aking school, but sometimes there are moments talaga that you can't help but compare, and then it gives you questions that is hard to answer the time that the question popped up your head. So for those who are leaving JET and then come back, you will have those questions. It's gonna be hard, but yeah, and that's why we're here. That's why Teacher Max, this YouTube chat, a live session you're having with us, is very important. It can be enlightening. Yun lang.
Yeah, ayan. Thank you so much, Sir Carlo. How about you po, Miss Chris? How's life now
Um,
after Jet?
okay. Life after JET is good. Yeah, I'm back working sa previous job ko. Before I teach kasi online ESL. So now I'm also
Ah,
teaching online ESL. But at the same time, I am connected with STI College of Davao. So I'm also teaching college students there.
wow.
Kaso hindi pa nagsa-start yung aming SEM sa
Ah,
September pa. So ngayon, online lang muna.
Miss Chicky, Miss Chris, sa September, online din ba ang classes ninyo sa Davao?
Most likely online, pero wala pang sure na announcement from the head
Mm,
office.
yeah, I see. Yeah. Thank you, Miss Chris. And Miss Chicky?
Yes. If you plan to go back to your previous job, like teaching talaga, kasi di ba parang hindi timely yung pag-uwi natin kapag, kasi it's August, right? So medyo mahirapan talaga tayo when we go back kasi walang open na school for
Mhm.
application for teachers.
Ah,
So
yes.
yes, yung nangyari sa that was difficult kasi syempre stuck ka for like, I was stuck for like a year kasi parang nagkaroon ako ng work noong July the next year, the following year
Mm.
pa. So, uh, So, I think yun yung unang mahirap kasi to find a work na gusto mo talagang gawin. Kasi, syempre, gusto ko talaga magturo. So, I applied January na. Di ba, August ako dumating, then I applied
Mhm.
January, then I hire ako like July na. So, ang tagal ko rin nag-antay. Although, it's okay kasi it was okay kasi nag-prepare naman ako for my wedding noon.
Ay, wow.
Yeah. Ay, talaga prepare lang. Pero syempre, kung wala kang gaano, di ba, okay. Pero okay din yun. It's also a good timing para mag-masters ka. So parang hindi
Ah, true.
masayang. Yes, right?
Mhm.
So pero
Yeah.
right now I'm working now in a public school, high school, junior high school. So masaya naman ako.
Ayan. For the sake of our aspiring ALTs and for the
Hmm.
current ALTs na rin, do you know of friends of yours na parang after the JET program, they still manage to stay here in Japan, look for another job, or even become an what they call this, became an ALT with like maybe other organization like Interact.
Ako, pwede ba may bawal ko sabihin?
Kung hindi po pwede sabihin, okay lang.
Hindi ko rin
Yeah.
sure. Pero meron, alam ko may mga nag-stay dyan. Like this is
Mhm.
their last year.
Mhm.
But they choose to like choose other work, parang ganon. Or nag-a-apply
Mhm.
sila or planning to apply sa ibang school.
Yeah.
Yan.
Actually, I have heard of some ELT stories about like direct hire, like their board of education na parang nag-offer ng direct hire after the JET
Ah,
program. Pero parang ano rin yata siya, ESID pa din.
hmm. I heard kasi, di ba parang most of the jet from the United States, parang nakahang sila this year, parang sila, mga nakahang sila. So parang ang nangyayari yata this year is parang kahit fifth year mo na, they offer pa rin ng another year for you.
Like an
Parang,
extension.
yeah, an extension.
Ayan. So, mga ka-tweetams ha, there is life after Jet. Jet is just really a
Mm,
wonderful chapter of your life, di ba? Pero
yes.
you can start a new chapter after the Jet program. Pwedeng dito sa Japan pa rin, pwedeng of course sa ating
Mm,
minamahal na Pilipinas. Ayan.
yeah.
And ang huli po nating topic today, na binanggit po ni Sir Carlo kanina, ay ang JET Philippines Alumni
Mm,
Association na automatic member ka na. Ayan, so member na pala
yes.
kami in the future. Ayan, so can you share with us a few information about the JET Philippines Alumni Association?
All right. So JET Philippines actually is, of course, the Alumni Association of the JET program. And once you decide to leave the JET program, you're automatically, tama si Teacher Max, you're automatically a member. You don't need to sign up. You're automatically a member. Uh, and one of the things, actually, four of the things that the association does is first, for those who are leaving for the JET program, we are here to orient you with what is to come sa Japan. Now, we are here to support you in your transition to Japanese life. And when you come back from Japan, we're also here to help you in your transition back to your Filipino life. And trust me, in the JET program, once you are through the JET program, your life will never be the same. You're going to be a better person, I promise you. But lalo na if you join the Jet Philippines, you're gonna be an even better person because apart from being better professionally, you'll be better personally. Kasi here in the Jet program as well as apart from the two na minention ko, we will continue our mission to share to our sa mga kababayan natin what Japan is, Japan culture, everything about Japan. We're gonna share to our friends, families, what Japanese life is. And as well, we're gonna also tell our Japanese friends here about Filipino life. So it's the same thing all over again. You're a cultural ambassador still. Kahit nasa Philippines ka, you're still promoting Japanese life and Filipino life. And last but not least, we'll bond together. No? Every week,
Yeah.
we're gonna see each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So actually, to my tweetams, Sir Carlo is actually the current president of
Mm.
the JET Philippines Alumni Association. Ayan. So right now, how many members does the Alumni Association have?
We have around 10, but since I mean, Christelle here gonna be the new one, and four of your friends will be our new members. Sa 14 na siya. No? Sigurado ng
Yeah.
14 na siya.
May I add something?
Yes, go,
Sure.
Miss Chicky.
Kasi we do not know kung sino yung mga umuuwi, something like that. So you can contact Sir Cardo for that. So we can be more like, kasi 10 lang tayo kami
Ayan.
pa. So it's much better kung mas marami yung mas marami yung number na hindi ko naman kayo pinapauwi Pero
Ayan, baka
yun lang.
nanonood sila ngayon, Miss Chicky. Ayan, si
Mm.
Cristel, nandito. Mamaya may comment siya, sasagutin
Yes.
natin. Pero
Hi,
asa na
Ma'am
si Cristel. Ayan. Cristel, ano ka na daw? PRO. Ayan. Ayan. Miss Chris, would you like to add something about the Alumni Association?
Nothing much except that it is really indeed a social networking platform for all JET alumni to connect, to build connections, in an effort to help each other, especially the current JETs, in their JET-related concerns. So, yun lang.
Ayan, sige po. Ayan, thank you very much. So, ayan, mga current ALTs like me, okay, we are looking forward to being a member of the JET Philippines Alumni Association who actually meet every Saturday. Tama po ba? Ayan.
Every Saturday at 7 p.m.
Ayan. So, pwede po ba sila maki-join minsan sa inyong mga get-togethers?
Once you become a member, you're gonna always be a member.
Yeah.
So, come join. Come on.
Ayan.
Katulad ni sinabi ni Chiki, I mean, di naman sa pinapauwi naman kayo, but you know what? The more the merrier. You know what?
Yes.
Yeah. Lalo na ngayon, everything is virtual. Ayan, so madali pang makita-kita kahit magkakala from Davao to Cavite, like anywhere in the
Very
Philippines.
easy na.
Ayan, so sagot po tayo ng ilang mga comments pa po from our viewers. Ayan, thank you very much. Very active sila ngayon. Si Sir Joey ulit, sabi na usually ba sa mga private schools na iin yung mga post-jets? Ano kaya ibig sabihin ni Sir Joey nito? Sa Philippines ba to, Sir Joey? Because I think not necessarily naman po no? I think well represented. Sir Carlo is in a private school. Miss Chiki is in a public school. Miss Chris is doing online.
But if
Ayan.
it's asking about like sa private schools in Japan, I think they
In
accept.
Japan?
Parang, yes.
Oh.
Feeling ko, mas plus point kapag galing kang JET. Kasi JET is one of the best program, di ba, sa Japan. So,
Yes.
kung nag-import ka ng JET at nag-apply ka ng private school in Japan, nako, plus point yan. Kasi I remembered, mayroong private school teacher doon na napahelp sa akin yung bata sa speech. Then parang ano daw plano ko after JET.
Yes.
Sabi ko, uwi na ako. Parang kasi gusto nilang kumuha.
Ayan,
Kung ganyan
okay.
na sa private school sa Japan.
Okay, thank you, Miss Chiki. And Cristel, very good question from Cristel. Isa rin to sa mga tanong na gusto kong malaman para mapaghandaan. Did you ever have troubles applying for the pension refund? Okay, for the sake of our viewers and tweetams, so as part of the as an ALT in the JET program, every month po sa salary, merong pension na binabawas. And the good thing about the pension is, yun na nga, you can get it after the program. So, ayan. Pero hindi na po namin tatanungin magkano po ang nakuha ninyo. Pero did you ever have troubles of applying po ba? Can you share with us po kung naalala niyo po yung medyo process niya? How to do it?
Do you have the blue book? Parang yung maliit na book, yes. Wag niyo iwawala yan. Nandiyan na kayo. Yan talaga yung pinaka-importante. Mauwi niyo dito sa Philippines. Yan yung pinaka-natatandaan ko. So you have to make sure na madadala niyo yun siya pabalik dito. Kasi, kailangan mo siyang ipadala, how can I say that? Pag nandito ka na sa Philippines, kailangan mo siyang, naka-address siya dito, bago mo siya ibabalik mo lang siya, pabalik sa Japan. Pero dapat naka-address from here sa Philippines going to Japan. Kasi kung doon ka sa Japan mo kapadala, parang Japan yung address mo, no, hindi pwede yun. In my case,
Miss Chiki, sorry to interrupt you. So, does it mean we are going to process the refund here in the Philippines na, not while we are here in Japan?
But make sure to fill those. I think they will give you yung forms kailangan ma-fill upan mo na yun kasi parang may mga necessary tawag ito, necessary things na kailangan ma-fill upan. Nandun ka pa lang sa Japan. Diba, may mga numbers siguro doon na dyan mo makukuha sa Japan. And then, hindi mo siya pwedeng, uuwi mo siya lahat dito sa Philippines bago mo siya ipapadala doon.
So, I mean, do we need to have like someone here, like a friend or our JTE or supervisor who will like parang process it for us?
Yes. So, you still have contacts with your supervisor kapag nandito ka na. Kasi siya rin ang kukuha ng iyong tax refund.
Okay. Ang saya naman.
Magkaibang, actually, mauunang dumating yung pension mo, then you will get your tax refund ng another 6 months ata ulit. Parang ganun. Medyo matagal din.
I see. How about you, Miss Chris or Sir Carlo? Would you like to add something po?
Sa akin naman, hindi ko nakuha actually yung aking pension. It's because I after nung pag-end ko ng contract doon, I tried looking for another work actually doon pa rin sa Japan. And so, nakatanggap ako ng parang ayuda for those who are not working yet, no? Anong tawag mo doon? Unemployment benefit, parang ganun. So yeah, I processed it sa Hello Work. And yeah, I was able to receive money in the meantime while waiting for another job. Kaso lang, it didn't pan out as I would have expected. So, umuwi ako ng Pilipinas. So, yun.
How about you, Sir Carlo?
Actually, I had my pension with me. It was the first thing that came back. And it was actually the pension thing, yung mga katulad sa amin ni Chiki is, you need to do all the paperwork there in Japan and then process it here in the Philippines. And that's why you need to, for those current jets who are there, you need to really find somebody whom you can trust. It doesn't necessarily be your Japanese teacher of English or your supervisor. It can be your most trusted friends in Japan. Because right now, although I received my pension but I haven't yet received my tax refund because the one that I had contact with yung in charge sa akin siya kasi yung may hawak na aking yung parang ano ba yun? Hangko pati yung passbook ko. Tapos doon sa passbook ko yung nandoon yung tax refund nilagay at saka yung refund ng airfare. At saka yung nandun din i-deposit ng aking successor yung mga binayad niya for the things I sold. So everything was there. So yung trusted someone ko na nasa Japan, I told him, I communicated with him through email. Sabi ko, sana yun, please, we need to talk because we need to process this thing. Come on. Silent treatment right there. So, yeah. So, I think up to now, I'm still emailing naman because I know a few of his acquaintances. So, I think I'm going to get the message soon. But it's been a year. No, I need that. Kasi crisis tayo ngayon. We need the money.
Yes.
I agree with Sir Carl. Sorry.
Go ahead, Ms. Chiki.
Yes, it should be trusted person. Kasi when you receive the money, mayroon ka marireceive din na letter, something like that, na galing dun sa Japan pension company, something like that. And then, pag na-receive mo yung papers na yon, you have to send that paper dun sa trusted person mo na yon so that she can get the tax refund. That's different. Kasi when you receive your pension refund, it's like 60% or 70%, hindi siya full mo makukuha. Kasi, yes, something like that. Then yung kinuha nila doon, ang makakakuha nun is yung trusted person mo kasi siya yung nandun sa Japan.
Yes, I see.
So, dapat talaga, it's either talagang close mo, o kaya yung supervisor mo. So, luckily, sa part ko, it was my supervisor and she's really cooperative. Nung na-receive niya yung once I received the papers, na-receive ko yung money and na-receive ko yung paper, kinonta ko kagad siya. Then, kinuha ko yung address niya and everything. Nung na-receive niya na yung paper, she directly go to the whatever office is that. Then,
Pinrases niya na.
Ay, mabilis pala yun kasi after she processed it, parang after like 2 weeks lang, na-receive ko na yung remaining money. So,
I
mas
see.
matagal,
Ayan.
yeah. So, yun. Dapat talaga, tama si Sir Carlo, kailangan trusted talaga or else tatagal talaga siya.
Ayan. So, Cristel, you have to make sure na by now you have to decide who
Mm.
your trusted friend is. Ayan. So may comment naman po si Chudelia or si Hannah na isa ring current ALT na kabatch ko. Sabi niya, I think he is ID sa direct hire kasi you can find another BOE na may opening like some of the direct hire sa BOE ko. They were JET ALTs before sa ibang prefectures. Ayan, thank you. Thank you, Hannah, for sharing it with us. Ayan, sabi ni Cristel, oh, soon to be JET AA member. Yes! Oh, ayan. 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 And then may comment naman po si Paul. Sabi niya, hello, alternate jet here. Good evening sa inyong lahat. Oh, hi, Paul. Hello. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ayan. Ito may magandang question po si Patrick. Sabi niya, si Patrick kaya ay isang current ALT? Baka sa ibang batch siya na hindi ko kilala. Patrick, can you tell us?
Co-teacher kayo sa sa school.
Ah, okay. Ayan. Sabi ni Patrick, will it be an edge if you are an alumni na magre-reapply for JET?
Yes, I think so.
Pero you can only reapply if you did not finish the 5
The
years.
5 years, yes.
Yes. So after mga ano yan, if you've been to JET and then you come back, you can reapply again after 2 years. Yun ang parang grace period mo 2 years. But the question if you have an edge, most definitely, because one of the things na tinatanong sa'yo dun sa sa interview, some of the question might be, one of the question might be, can you live alone in Japan? No? Can you survive? Since naka-survive ko naman ng previous 7 years, so
Yes.
that question is doesn't need to be asked, and that will be a point for you. But I don't know. But if others can comment, but for me, I think there's an edge, but we have yet to see from a Filipino ALT na nag-reapply. Wala pa namang jet na nag-reapply.
Oo nga.
Baka meron na in the future.
Oo nga. Hopefully, tingnan natin.
I can feel it.
Baka kay Sir Carlo na yun.
Oo nga. Ayan. Meron po magandang question si Cristel again. Sabi na, if nasa Japan pa daw but done na with JET, can they be part of the JET Alumni Association?
Actually, that's a tricky question kasi if you're a Jet if you're a Filipino Jet and was a Filipino Jet and you decide to come back home, automatic talaga na you're part of the Jet AA Philippines. But there's also a chapter in Japan, Jet AA Western Japan, Eastern Japan, Northern Japan, Southern. May mga Jet AA chapters din dyan. But I think it's up to you na yata if you're in Japan, if you want to join us here in the Philippines or join the Jet AA chapter there in Japan. Kasi meron din Jet AA chapter ang Japan. Those post jets na tumitira those who live in Japan.
I see. Ayun pala. Ayan po. Nandito rin sa ating live today si Lakbay OFW. Ayan. Hello, Teacher Max and everyone. Actually, if I remember it correctly, he's a teacher in Malaysia, I think. And he's also a YouTuber. So my fellow Tweetums, please subscribe to his channel, Lakbay OFW. Actually, kasi po, if I just may share, we started a YouTube, a Facebook group of Filipino YouTubers, teacher YouTubers. Ayan. So, yun na, kasi nga dahil online na po yung mga classes, di ba? So, ito yung mga nagbablog ng mga online classes nila or yung mga lessons nila. Ayan. So, for those who are watching, if you are a teacher YouTuber, please message me so we can add you po dun sa aming group. Ayan. Isa doon si Lakbay OFW. Ayan. And then, may mga comments pa si Cristel. Sabi niya, I think pwede to send the refund application before leaving Japan as long as it will arrive in the pension office in Tokyo on the date after you declared the date of leaving your address in Japan. Pero sabi niya, she'll send naman daw na from the Philippines. Ayan. And lastly, sabi niya, good thing daw sa BOE nila, hindi nila responsibility, but they offered the workers sa BOE to be all our tax refund na 20% after the pension refund of 80%. Oh, wow. Ayan. Thank you, Cristel, for sharing this info. And I'm sure Sir Carlo, Miss Chris, and Miss Chiki will welcome you with open arms.
Yes.
Pagbalik mo sa Pilipinas. Ayan.
Mm,
And si Patrick may mga pahabol pa tayong comments. Sabi niya, I hope there's a
sure.
new post na for new ALTs. Yes, hopefully, and hopefully talaga makarating na rin dito ang mga incoming ALTs for this year. And then sabi ni Nadia Santos, hello, Teacher Max. Ayan. So, before we end po, ayan, oh my God, nakaka 1 hour, 30 minutes na po pala tayo. Weird. Ang sarap ng
Mm,
kwentuhan natin.
mm,
Siguro po, Sir Carlo, Miss Chiki, and Miss Chris, can I ask you lang po for a message to current Jets and para sa ano na, para makapag ano na lang kami, look forward, di ba, sa life namin after the Jet program. And then at the same time, pwede rin sigurong message to aspiring ALs.
mm. So for me, enjoy every moment na nandyan kayo kasi parang mamimiss nyo lahat. So sometimes we get bored, di ba? Kapag nandyan tayo, parang ay, paulit-ulit lang. Pero when you go back, lahat yan mamimiss nyo. Parang sana nandyan pa ako. So kung wala kayong gusto ma-regret, so live in the moment. Parang lahat kailangan i-enjoy nyo lahat. So as of like leaving Jet, wag kayong ma-sad kasi of course, mababalikan nyo pa rin naman yung mga previous work nyo kung gusto nyo talaga.
Ayan.
Tsaka welcome sa Jet AA.
Yes. Ayan.
Yes.
Thank you, Miss Chiki. Miss Chris?
Sa akin lang, as message ko sa aspiring Jets and aspiring ELTs is to stay strong because it's going to be a huge challenge living on your own. You have to be really responsible. And of course, keep a hobby so that you can divert your attention to something else rather than worry or be depressed. So, yun.
Ayan. And of course, Sir Carlo.
For the current ALTs, current Jets, I mean, life after Jet, your Jet adventure is not over because when you come back to the Philippines, you will still hold that mission to become a bridge between Philippines and Japan through the JET Association. That's why me, Chicky, and Chris, and the rest of the association, we are very much looking forward to you here because we're going to do a lot of stuff. We're a growing group. Especially
Yeah.
we're 4. Kung totoo sinabi ni Teacher Max, ha?
Yes, yes.
We'll have 4 more here, no? And of course, when you come back, you will really experience a lot of reverse culture shock. And you will also, again, sa sinabi ko kanina, you will ask the difficult question, yung mga what-if questions talaga that will make you think about was your decision right to leave? Or was it wrong? Because yung mga questions na talagang will bother you in a while, no? And then babalik na naman in a while. But nevertheless, we in the association welcomes you. And for the aspiring Jets, I mean, yeah, the JET program is one hell of a program because you're going to learn a lot of stuff. You're going to develop as a person, as a teacher, as somebody that you are. I mean, it gives you direction that living in the Philippines, although I'm not saying living in the Philippines is a bad thing, but you have a new adventure, new life, new journey, and a whole totally different thing. That is why if you're deciding pa to go through JET, I mean, apply na. If it's open, go ahead. And for those who are going to go there to Japan, buckle up because katulad ng sabi ni Chicky and Chris, it's going to be a really different experience. Keep a hobby and, of course, keep an open mind because then again, it's going to be different, it's going to be new, but it's going to be good. That's
yes, ayan. So, thank you very much po, Sir Carlo, Miss Chris, and Miss Chiki for the time you have given us, not only
Thank you for
tonight,
having
Mr.
us.
Matt, but of course the viewers. I'm sure all of us really enjoyed the discussion and then really learned a lot, di ba? And we take inspiration from whatever you had experienced here in Japan. So, thank you very much po. May pahabol lang si Sir Joey na comment. Sabi niya, having a support system like alumni and current Jets din. Very true, right? So, yeah, if you have problems, we can definitely consult with, of course, our 3 lovely guests here tonight. Na mga +4 na by August or September. Yeah. So thank you very much po, Miss Chiki, Sir Carlo, and Miss Chris. Please wag mo muna kayo mag-leave sa studio natin para makapag-chit-chat tayo for a few. Pero ayan po, sa mga katitams, thank you very much for tuning in tonight with Teacher Max. episode. And I will see you on the next episode, maybe 2 weeks from now. And if you have not liked, share, and subscribe, please subscribe to my channel. It's a growing channel. So I have reached the 1,400 mark, hopefully reaching 2,000 in a few months. Ayan. And ano po tawag dito? Hopefully, baka ito na maging buhay ko, life after Jet. I'll maging full-time
Thank you, Teacher
YouTuber.
Max. Actually, thank you too. Yeah.
Ayan. So, thank you
Thank you
very
so
much.
much.
Thank you very much,
Thank
mga
you, Teacher
katwitams.
Mac.
And have a good night and have a happy weekend. So, mga Sir Carlo, Miss Chris, and Miss Chiki, sabay-sabay tayo mag-goodbye sa ating mga katwitams. Bye! Have a great night!
Ayun
Bye.
na lang.